dynamic world of artificial intelligence, a field that continues to reshape our future. And here at the outset, I extend my heartfelt greetings to our distinguished dignitaries here who have joined here. Our chief guest, Honorable Professor Dr. Annappa sir, Professor at Department of Computer Science and Engineering at National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, a leading expert and machine learning with overall, I think, 35 years experience in his academic excellence. And actually, he is my guide as well. Then I would like to welcome Dr. Pardasarthi Bethi, the postdoctoral fellow at University of Aswar, Norway, whose research contributions in actually advanced AI technologies are well known. Then I would like to welcome our Chief of the Institute, Honorable Shri Achyut Samant Bhosle sir, our Visionary Executive Chairman, whose support and guidance have been instrumental in organizing our FDP. A warm welcome to all the participants joined in this meeting, faculty members and researchers who have joined online from across the country. I think I have data from around 17 states. We have got 150 participants to join in this particular FDP. Your enthusiasm and commitment to the professional growth inspires us. The theme of the FDP AI revolution from machine learning to the generative AI actually highlights the transformative impact on artificial intelligence across industries. Over the next 6 days, we will delve into cutting edge topics, including advanced machine learning algorithms, neural networks, deep learning, generative AI techniques like GAN and transformers. And also as well, we'll consider here ethical considerations in AI development. This structured program, 6-day structured program, comprises expert sessions as well as hands-on sessions, and we'll have the interactive discussions aiming to provide a holistic understanding of the subject. Throughout the FDP, we aspire to equip educators with the knowledge and skills needed to integrate these advancements into academia and industry applications. The outcomes that we envision includes fostering innovation, teaching methodologies, promoting research in AI, and preparing faculty members to guide the next generation of AI experts. So once again, I would like to thank our esteemed guest, resource persons, and participants for making this event possible. Let us embark on this intellectual journey with enthusiasm, curiosity, and shared commitment to excellence. Thanks a lot. And next, I would like to take a moment to invoke the blessings from Goddess Saraswati, and I request our Professor Manoj Kadilkar to play Saraswati Vandana. Manoj sir.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्म बुद्धिप्रदां शारदा
Thank you, Manoj sir. Next, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Vishnu Yarlagadda, Professor Manipal Institute of Technology, Bangalore, to introduce the guest of honor and the chief guest. Vishnu sir, please.
Yeah, sir, is it audible?
Audible.
Thank you for giving this
Yes, sir.
opportunity to introduce guest of honor as well as chief guest, our chief guest for today for this ATAL FDP. So first of all, I'd like to introduce about guest of honor, Dr. Pardasarathi. So Dr. Pardasarathi, he received a master's degree in VLSI design from ABV Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management, Madhya Pradesh, and further he joined for PhD in National Institute of Technology. National Institute of Technology, Karnataka. He received his degree from ECE department. He was a visiting PhD scholar during his PhD tenure for 16 months at Estimation Tracking and Fusion Laboratory, McMaster University, Canada, under the supervision of Professor T. Kirubarajan during 2018 and 19. In addition, he was also a visiting researcher as part of Indo-Norwegian collaboration to Autonomous and Cyber Physical Systems Research Group, Department of Information and Communication Technology, University of Agder, Grimstad, Norway. He did this part under the supervision of Professor Linga Reddy Sankramaddi during 2021 and 22. After his PhD, he worked for 2 years as a technical specialist in ADAS department in Continental Autonomous Mobility India Private Limited. So after that, currently he is working as a postdoctoral fellow in ICT department, University of Agder, Norway. He was a recipient of Sir C.V. Raman Award for the Institute of Engineering and Technology for Outstanding Academics and Research. Received Best PhD Thesis in 2022 in 7 minutes, Grade 7 from IEEE Computer Society Graduate Congress. In addition, he received IEEE ITS Research Excellence Award in 2023 from IEEE Information Theory Society Bangalore chapter. Moreover, a receipt of Protsahan Award from IEEE Computer Society and received many best papers in various IEEE conferences. His research interests include intentional interference to autonomous sensors, target tracking, and information fusion. Also, he works on sensor fusion as well. So, with this brief introduction, I would like to welcome Dr. Pardasarathi for this ATAL FTP. So, I would like to ask him to speak few words about the ATAL FTP.
Yeah, first of all, many thanks for inviting me, and a very warm good morning and good afternoon to everyone here. It is totally a great honor to be here as a chief guest for the FDP program on a AI revolution from ML to Gen AI. So, in view of this one, like I would like to share maybe 1 minute. Today, I can able to talk a bit about transformative power of Gen AI and its relevance in our world. As we all know, Gen AI represents one of the most exciting frontiers in artificial intelligence. As its core, it enables machine learning. I mean, machines to create contents like we are like generally using even. I wonder whatever the flyer we are there, it can be created with a Gen AI, and the kind of text, the prompting it is coming whatever we are speaking in the teams, it is all because of the Gen AI technologies, and the kind of new musics, new videos, all the contents we are seeing nowadays is like mostly the proxy of 10% of the contribution from Gen AI. So it's like totally a new era has been started with this Gen AI. So, and the most important thing is like most of the information is indistinguishable from the humans. So it is really a great opportunity to learn such a new technology, and it's a key concepts related to ML. So in view of it, this I would say like everyone to be patient, I mean learn and replicate in your day-to-day life, I mean in both research and outside. And even whenever I was coming through the flyer, I have seen few interesting topics like they are covering the core of Gen AI, GANs, transformers, even the kind of tools we are using, the other things are there. So which are like very, very much interesting topics. So I would say everyone to be attentive and learn and make this FTP a great success. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Padda sir. So now I would like to invite Dr. Annappa sir. Before inviting him, I would like to give a brief introduction about Dr. Annappa sir. So he is our professor mentor, who is a mentor for many. So the wonderful person of NITK, a wonderful human being of NITK, we can say. So for anyone is having any problem, if we contact Annappa sir, then the problem will be solved. Now I would like to introduce about him. He's currently working as a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, with some additional responsibilities like Chairman Career Development Center, Chairman Center for Cyber Physical Systems. He did his PhD from NIT. He did his PhD and masters from NIT Surathkal itself. After that, he joined with NITK and he served for NITK more than 35 years, as Baneraman sir quoted. So under his supervision, 10 PhD scholars are there. They have finished and out of them, 2 got best thesis awards. And he has five research projects under SEB-DST, ISRO, and MHID sponsored projects and VSSC ISRO projects, VSSC ISRO organization. So apart from that, he has 51 journal publications with around 19 PhD scholars, 133 conference papers published. Out of them, in those conference papers, many are best paper awards. 9 book chapters. He contributed for 9 books chapters, and 5 books he published. He is a member of CSI, ISTE, IEI, ACS, IEEE, ACM, and all international professional memberships he have. And he is a visiting professor at university, Mascarenes, Mauritius University. So, and also he is a visiting professor at the University of British Columbia and Kumamoto University, Japan, Penn State University, University of Manitoba, Canada, Conning Mellon University, Ohio State University. He visited all these universities during his tenure. And he is a gold medalist from NITK Surathkal. And he has 2 best PhD thesis awards from Bytes Bangalore. So, with this brief introduction, I would like to invite Dr. Annappa sir to give his views on this particular ATAL workshop.
Thank you, Vishnu. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible, Vishnu?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity to be here with all of you. And I should congratulate Professor Baneraman for applying for this ATAL FDP and getting approved by AICTE and arranging this online FDP on a emerging or the topic of the day. We all, whether educationalists, industrialists, or common man, they are telling about artificial intelligence. So this is a useful workshop for those who are willing to learn.
Thank you, sir.
Why I'm telling is, today we are blessed with all sorts of tools, gadgets. Only thing is, we need our mind to learn. There are a lot of diversions, but how can I make myself available for this 2 hours or 3 hours in the evening to learn something new or something, or relearn? The current mantra is learn, unlearn, and relearn. If you go back to your textbooks, some of the things what you're noticing may not be up to date. But these kind of workshops will make you up to date. The experts in the field will be referring to you what is currently going on in the industry. So it's a good platform. I should thank AICTE for making this kind of flexible workshops. Why I'm saying is, I still remember the day when I was about to go to IIT Bombay for attending a STTP. That time they are calling it short-term training program, some 25 years back. And I went to a railway station, and they announced that rail got cancelled because of some problem in the Konkan railway. That time there is no other way. Then I had to make arrangement, but I was determined to go for this kind of workshops at IIT Bombay. And I had to catch another bus, so I got delayed 16, 18 hours of journey. So I made it to attend workshop at IIT Mumbai. But these days it is not like that. Say, AICTE is more flexible in giving opportunity for all of us to attend this kind of workshops in the evening, and you need not travel. Sitting at your home, after reaching your home, you can attend these workshops till 9:30 and enrich your knowledge. The kind of applications coming these days with the use of AI, you cannot imagine. I think there are many students here. To give an example of AI in your help, there are many tools using Gen AI and whether various forms of machine learning, deep learning. There are tools available to you, help you to get prepared for the placement interviews. You stand in front of the system, it will ask you to introduce yourself, then it will analyze what and all you told during that 2 minutes or 5 minutes introduction. Then it will come back to you and tell you what mistakes you have done or how it can be enhanced or improved so that your chances of selection in the interview, or even there are tools to prepare you technically. Gen AI tools enabled mock interview tools are available. Try to make use of those things, and you being a computer science or IT engineer, think how we can build such applications using the advanced technology of Gen AI. So you can name any field, any domain. There are applications, industries are into using this Gen AI for their use in their enterprise. And there are a lot of free courses available, including this ATAL AICTE courses and NPTEL courses. And from the industries, you go to Google, you have Gen AI courses available. You go to Amazon, they have their own courses. You go to IBM, they have their own courses. So, as I told in the beginning, there are n number of sources from where you can get the knowledge. Only thing is, we need to find our time to learn. As a computer science engineer or IT engineer, till we breathe last, we need to learn. Or to that matter, any field, we should not stop learning. So these are the platforms which enable us to learn such new things and adopt them in our teaching, in our research, and in our industry. With that, let me thank the organizers giving me opportunity to address you. Thank you. Good evening. Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inspiring us and giving a wonderful keynote speech here. Next, actually, I would like to invite our chief of the institute. I think he, because of some reason, he may not able to join, but he has given his best wishes for this FDP. Our chief of the institute is Honorable Sri Achyut Saman Bosle, sir, and he established this particular institute in this particular Sindhurga Konkan region. Actually, in the 2014, he started with the diploma courses, and actually last year, 2023-24, we started with the degree level courses here. So he has been very instrumental in helping us, guiding us, and mentoring us throughout the process. And actually, with the help of him only, we are able to get successfully approved this particular FDP. So with this, I would like to call my colleague Manoj Khadilkar sir to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. As we come to the conclusion of the inaugural ceremony of the ATAL Faculty Development Program on AI Revolution from Machine Learning to Generative AI, I feel honored to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Yashwantrao Bhosle Institute of Technology. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Honorable Professor Dr. Annappa sir, Professor, National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, for gracing these events with your inspiring keynote address. Okay. Your words have set the perfect tone for this FDP and have enlightened us on the transformative journey of AI, that is artificial intelligence. Also, a special thanks to our guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Pardasarthi Bethi sir, postdoctoral fellow at the University of Agder, Norway, for your valuable address and for sharing your insights that have truly enriched this occasion. We are deeply grateful to our chief patron, Honorable Sri Achyut Sawan Bhosle sir, Executive Chairman of Sri Yashwantrao Bhosle Education Society, for your continuous guidance, encouragement, and support for arranging this program or FDP. Okay. I also extend my thanks to Dr. Raman Bane, the FDP coordinator as well as principal of this institute, for the warm welcome and for sharing a comprehensive overview of this program. Your efforts in planning and organizing these events are truly commendable, sir. Also, a big thank to Dr. Vishnu Yarlagadda, Professor at Manipal Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, for this gracious introduction of our esteemed guest, Dr. Annappa sir and Honorable Dr. Pardasarthi Bethi sir. Okay. To all the dignitaries, speakers, and participants who have joined us for these events, thank you for being part of this special occasion and making it a grand success. Okay. Last but not the least, I wish to acknowledge the untiring efforts of the organizing team, the technical support staff who work behind the scene to ensure this smooth execution of this program. Okay. Before we conclude, I would like to remind everyone that the next session will begin as per the schedule, and we will look forward to your active participation in all upcoming sessions of this FDP, Faculty Development Program. Once again, thank you all for your presence and support. Let us work together to make this FDP a meaningful and enriching experience for everyone. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Manoj sir. I think it's a perfect time now, 6:30, to start the session, and you will also agree with me. We'll start right now. The first session, today's first session, the session name or the topic name is Overview of AI. It will be handled by Nilesh Srinivasa Aswar. He is a senior manager at Cognizant Pune. He is having around 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Actually, his graduation, he has done MS Software Systems from BITS Pilani in 2013. He is currently pursuing, although he is in the industry, he is currently pursuing PhD in Computer Science and Engineering in the area of cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. He has done many certifications, certification of ethical hacker, then certification of web application scanning. Then he did MCAD CAM from CIDT Hyderabad. Then computer programming from Mumbai Technical Board. So many certifications he has done. So he is also having the experience in web and mobile Android development applications. Again, he has work experience is in DevSecOps. Actually, he is working in the security domain, security architecture. He is a security architecture reviewer, vulnerability assessment, and management analyst. His soft skills are in core Java, Python, Perl, C Shell, Selenium, Marvin, so many things, AWS Cloud. And mainly he's working in AWS Cloud native security, autonomous frameworks development with Java, Selenium, REST architectures. He has used so many tools, actually security tools, and now actually he is pursuing the PhD in this particular security and AI domain. Actually, he want to identify the bugs written in the programs which are written by AI. Okay, so automated programs that we are going to write from the tools, the AI tools. So any bugs are there, so he is going to find out, or he is working on that security domain in AI. So with this brief introduction, I would like to hand over the session to Nilesh Aswar on the overview of AI. Nilesh sir, please.
Okay, hope
Yes,
I'm
yes, you are
audible.
audible.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you very much, Bhani sir, for your brief introduction. So, I'm having I will quickly tell you about myself. I don't have much of experience in the teaching field, but all of my experience is in the industry. So today, as the topic overview of AI, I'm planning to go through what's currently happening in the industry, what is the scope, what is the future, and regarding all those. I had gone through the detailed kind of a schedule for the AI core technologies and theoretical aspects, algorithms, and core ML and DL related FDP program planned by our sir. So it's nice. So today my focus will be mostly on what is current trends in the industry, how we can use the AI, the artificial intelligence, for the better product developments, better services, better operations, as well as how industry can benefit on that aspects, and where we are moving, and what are the trends and what are the challenges currently we are facing in this, and what we can expect in the future due to the very rapid pace of evolution of artificial intelligence in the recent year. So let me share my screen, and I will guide through all the recent evolution of artificial intelligence and current trends, and what will be our as an industry expert, what will be our business perspective of AI, and how we can utilize that for our betterment, as well as also for the humanity and our benefits. Okay, let me share my screen. Hope you are all able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so I came from the basically going before. I will give you different perspective in the industry. I had worked across mechanical industry, being a mechanical engineer. Then I had done the MS in software systems, moved to the software. So I'm the part of automations, testing, as well as from last around 10 years, I'm working 10 plus years, you can say around 12 years. I'm working in the cybersecurity as a cybersecurity architect, and in the field of application security as well as network security. So my different perspective will also help you in the aspects of AI and evolving threats and challenges we will face. So let's move to the, I had planned the following content that to be covered in today's my presentation. So what is understanding the AI evolution? Then I will quickly go through the key concept like machine learning and generative AI, and then mostly my focus will be on the practical application and future trends, as I had already mentioned. So what is AI? So I guess everyone knows what is AI, but let's say if I have to define it, AI is something, is a kind of a system or a machine that can mimic the human intelligence, and that help us in the different kind of a task like decision making, learning from the data, recognizing the patterns, and that kind of a task with the help of AI. So the main aim is to simulate the human intelligence. That's what we call it as a artificial intelligence. Name itself give us a brief idea that what is artificial intelligence. And if you see, everyone comes to know about the artificial intelligence nowadays, kind of a term which is everyone is speaking about. But this is not a new term. This is the very old term. The fun fact is that this term was coined in 1956 itself. And in the recent development of a large language models like ChatGPT, then Brad, and other stuff in the 2022, we came to know that there is something like AI intelligent AI, and that's why now the trend is moving like that. Okay, so AI, there are different areas in the AI. So the focus is something like a natural language processing. Everyone mostly knows about the ChatGPT. So it's a one kind of a part of application of natural language processing. Then another field or area which is most important is the computer vision. So computer vision is something like which focuses on interpreting and analyzing the visual data, whether it may be the images or a video or anything, something like that. So that's the computer vision. And then comes the robotics. So what is robotics? So robotics, everyone knows it's something like that, but it's a kind of nowadays the capabilities of AI are used to drive the machines to perform and automate the task, physical task, which the humans used to do previously. So, and that kind of a navigation, that is robotics, is a kind of a very important, I can say, area of a work which leads to the productivity. Whenever it is connected, because robotics is connected mostly to the manufacturing industries. Previously we used to do the manual assembly. Now there are the robots, they are doing all kind of assemblings. We are utilizing the AI intelligence and combination of machines to do that kind of a work. That is one of the aspect. Then there are the expert systems. So expert systems, even though this feels something like a kind of a generic terms, but we can say as that we have the different domains. So expert system, what it does is it encodes the domain specific knowledge to assist in the decision making. We will go through kind of examples as this session progresses. But just I would like to highlight that these are kind of a 4 more important areas in the field of AI. Moving to the next. So evolution of AI. So as I had already mentioned that in 1956 the term AI is coined, but the deep-rooted the AI evolution start from early 1950s. So those are kind of a rule. Even some of the examples goes before that also. I will come to that also. But mostly the rule-based systems. So what is the rule-based system? Rule-based systems are the systems where the particular logic is defined and accordingly the systems work. Then comes the machine learning in 1980s to 2010. This is the period where most of the machine learning new kind of a concepts are introduced that give rise to the AI. Then there comes the deep learning and neural networks. So deep learning and neural networks evolution starts from 2010 to currently it's still going on. So we will touch base upon what is this, what is meant by this machine learning, then machine learning, what is deep learning, what is neural networks. So we already had a planned session which go through in much detail of these concepts, but I will quickly explain those. So something like that, machine learning is something that it learns from the data to identify the patterns and predict the trends. So data is very much important. So there are different kind of machine learning techniques. We will go through that also quickly. But the data is a key. Data is an asset. Nowadays, the data is asset. Who holds the data has the control on most of the systems and can earn and make a business out of that. Then deep learning is something we use for the complex kind of a task. It uses the neural networks to perform the very complex kind of a task like self-driving cars you may see nowadays, voice assistant and all those. So those deep learning techniques are there. And now the generative AI. So what is generative AI? The AI is capable of creating new content, new meaningful content, I can rather say. So that's what we called it as a generative. It generates something. It generates the new content. Content may be anything. It may be text, it may be images, it may be the video, all that kind of stuff. So these are kind of the quick definitions. What are there that comes and important in the explaining the evolution of AI. So here is kind of a timeline you can say. So I had already explained that in 1950s it started, but if you see the deep rooted, it starts from 1932. The mechanical brain that is Georges has invented. So it started from that. Here the special credits to techtarget.com from where I had put up this timeline. So you can see there are the now we know everyone knows that the chat GPT is a chatbot, but if you really want to know the first chatbot that was created is created in 1966, Eliza. You can see that image there. So it's kind of a very old, but now we are getting familiar with all those AI technologies that were introduced. Then there are many important stuffs I will say. Then next is something like that. In 2011, the Siri, Apple releases the Siri. That is a voice-powered personal assistant on the Apple devices. So that is the kind of voice-related artificial intelligence kind of stuff. Then most important kind of stuff is in 2014, the GAN, that is we called generative adversarial networks, which are kind of a core basic technologies for MLDL that are pitched by the Ian Godfellow. So later you can say now coming to the recently, Google is working on many kind of stuff. So they had developed a large language model. So the first kind of a release in 2018, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, it's there. So but bidirectional transformer, something like that. So this model is something it has it learns from the data 3.3 billion kind of a words, and it has a kind of a parameters, or a, in our language, in machine learning language, we called it as a kind of a features, that is 110 millions. So after that, means after 2018, in 2021, let's move to next slide. So I will show you. So Google, after Google, OpenAI also released the GPT, that is Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which is a large language model, which the data, it uses 40 GB data and 117 million parameters. And thus from there you can say it started. So GPT 3.0 was their initial release, which they didn't means it's available but through the API interfaces, and kind of a only limited kind of access in 2018. In 21 they introduces a DALL-E. So DALL-E is which is kind of a generative AI. It generates the images from the text prompts. So, so the names came from the, there is one movie named Wall-E, that is kind of a some robot on some planet where all the garbage collected. So that is where the name DALL-E comes from. And the main is everyone, general public and everyone comes to know and become more conversant with AI technologies. That happens in 2022. That is when the OpenAI releases the ChatGPT. So they are the next version after ChatGPT 3.0, 3.5. They had provided a kind of a interface that is easily accessible by everyone over the internet. So that's when you may have noticed that there are 100 million users within the 2 months. Yes, everyone tried this artificial intelligence, and that's how the, you can say, the evolution of a generative AI begins. So this is a kind of a quick timeline. Now coming to the core concepts, what is machine learning, and then what type of learnings are there. So machine learning, so we have different this machine learning enables to learn from the data. So data is a key for everything. And how we train our model in the machine learning, there are 3 different techniques, that is supervised learning, then unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So supervised learning, most of you guys, mostly I think you know about that. So it's we use the data set that is the labeled data set. So the data set something like that, say I want to learn teach my model, machine learning model, to recognize between the, say, cat and dogs. So what I will do, I will collect the images of a cats and dogs randomly, and I can label them as if images of a cat, then I can label it as a cat. If it is of a dog, I labeled it as a dog. And this data, where the features or a parameters, you can say, are identified, is used to teach our machine learning model. So that's called supervised learning. And then comes the unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning is where that we use unlabeled data. So unlabeled data means we randomly throw the images to our model. Okay, and then model itself uses the algorithms to identify the patterns within that, and based on that, this model learns to identify even the images which are not used for the learning purpose. So the algorithms that are used, they on themselves identifies the different kind of patterns. Internally, they may be identifying some kind of features, say the dog, cat, smaller one, bigger one, if there is comparison, or something different kind of features. So that is the way the machine learning happens in unsupervised learning. Then there is a third one that is very important one, like a reinforcement kind of a learning. So this is something kind of a trial and error kind of a learning. You can say that uh, where it machine learning model employs a kind of a agent uh, that that agent is provided with some kind of a problem, and if that problem get correctly solved, then we reward them something like with a say plus 1 point, and if the solution found to that problem is wrong, then they punish them something like -1 point. So this kind of a approach is used for learning purpose. So the here we don't specify the instructions kind of how to learn the particularly, but we reward them. We reward the model with positive points when the solution is correct, and negative points when punish them when the solution is wrong. So this is the trial and error kind of approach that is used for machine learning. So it is mostly used in the gaming and also in the autonomous vehicles kind of AI learning techniques. So this approach is used in these fields. Now coming to the examples of machine learning, so email spam detection and fraud detection. So you know that nowadays there are too many frauds are happening through the email. There are many of kind of a say there are marketing emails, as well as there are some kind of a phishing emails also. So machine learnings can be used to detect the kind of a spams, which are kind of a maybe the marketing or some advertisement, even the threat detection or a fraud detection, if those are phishing emails. So if say they use a different kind of a learning criteria, so say there are the links within that one of the mail which directs you to the some of the website which didn't use a say SSL or TLS, that is those sites are using HTTP, not a HTTPS. So this kind of a parameters that can be identified by the systems, and we can detect the frauds or phishing emails, also the spam. So there are different kind of parameters, not only the HTTP and something like that. There are some visual means say the content wise, it also can analyze the content, and if there is some kind of urgency is posed, say that your account is expiring, just reset the passwords or something. So that kind of a human behavioral aspects and all those are used to detect the spams and fraud detections. So those kind of a techniques are used. So that is what machine learning is about. So what is deep learning and neural networks? So as you know, so ML is a subset of AI, and deep learning is a subset of a, you can say, machine learning. So machine learning uses when machine learning uses a neural networks with the multiple layers, then it goes on. We can to get a more kind of a deep learning. Here we tries to replicate a human brain behavior, and so neural networks with the multiple layers are used, particularly say for the vision and kind of a language kind of a task. There are the kind of a popular architecture like ResNet, GPT, and BERT that are kind of a deep learning architectures. So ResNet is for the image recognition purpose. BERT is for the language understanding, and GPT all knows that is for the language generation. So these are the deep learning neural networks. So the deep learning kind of a stuff where the data requirement for learning those models is really huge. We need a huge number of huge data sets to make our systems learn properly, and so that they can predict the similar kind of action for which we are using. So if you see, I will not go in much details, but it's a kind of a neural networks which have one input layer, then there are one or a multiple hidden layers, and then there is output layers. So that's why how to define that architecture for the deep learning is a very important task. Once you define the accurate architecture, then the model will do the rest of the thing. And that's why for defining that proper architecture, there is a need of ML and DL engineers. And that's what kind of a very high paying kind of a job currently in the market, because that defining that architecture, multiple layers, different layer for particular task, a particular model, for particular goal is very important. And that's why there is a need of ML engineer, machine learning engineers in the industry. So hope I guess I'm audible and you guys are able to understand what I'm explaining. Okay, so I guess I may had already explained this. So what is generative AI? So something it's something meaningful content. That's what it can generate. So it's a generative AI. So the examples are popular models are GPT, that is for the text generation, DALL-E for the image generations, and Stable Diffusion, that is for the art creation. Can anyone confirm that I'm audible and you guys are able to?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay. Okay, and please let me know if my pace is okay, or if you want me to move a little faster.
Yes. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So coming to the business perspective towards AI. So here I will try to give, now we had covered the basic understandings, what is the AI, what is the machine learning, what is the deep learning, and basic terminologies that are needed, and a little bit about what are the kind of different large language models till now. Now I will focus mostly on the business perspective towards the AI. So as you can see, nowadays many of businesses, they are facing this kind of a dilemma. But at this moment, I will not say it's as a dilemma. The path is more clearer towards integrating the AI, because it has its inherent advantages, like it enhances the efficiency, reduces the decision making and time, and then we have the more opportunities to capture. So that's what you achieve with the integrating AI in your current business, whatever it may be. It may be the manufacturing one, it may be the software development, it may be some kind of product designing, it may be take it any field, there is a scope to integrate AI in one or another way, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is operations and maintenance kind of stuff. In every field, there is scope to integrate AI and reap the advantages of artificial intelligence for your advantage. Okay. So I can, at this moment, I can say uh, there is this path like do not integrate AI is not actually there. So our pathway is more clear towards the left to integrate the AI. And if we don't do that, then we will miss the opportunity. We will miss the bus, the way, and many businesses who are not able to manage the pace of AI integration may be obsolete in the future. And this is going to happen and happen very sooner. So that's, and because uh, everyone is moving towards AI because it has a lot many benefits. So coming to that other aspects, so say we are working in the industry and organization, then we have different kind of projects. We may be working on some kind of projects, maybe internal one, third party one, projects, maybe the manufacturing. So you can understand as a project as a not only for say software development, any kind of a say, even if you are manufacturing some kind of a product, so manufacturing the particular amount quantity of a products in particular time frame, that is kind of a one project. You can simulate that. You are developing some software, that can be the project. You are in the maintenance and maintaining the systems. Maybe you are providing say SaaS kind of a services like software as a services. So there are the targets and there are the some kind of a goals for each and every company, organization, projects. So we have to operate in the team because no one guy can do one complete projects. It's a kind of a collaborative kind of effort. So if we use the fast-paced teams, the AI technologies for our teams within the teams, that will certainly help us to make a smarter decision, save the times, and we will have the more time for actual innovation rather than kind of a repetitive task and all those stuffs. So if as a leader, as a manager, I will be using my in the day-to-day activity, I will be using say um, Microsoft 360 Copilot for my day-to-day activities and tasks. Say daily it comes something around 100 plus mails comes to me, and going through the mails is a kind of a hectic task, and there is always possibility that I can lose, I can oversee some of kind of a important mail also. So if you see, there is a Microsoft 360 Copilot. So that Copilot is a AI, say AI agent. You can call it AI agent or a AI chatbot. It can help me to say summarize my mails. I can ask him that give me the summary of a mails and prioritize those based on the urgency, that kind of stuff. So it can go through the complete mail thread because there may be the one mail thread with multiple people's replying to that, and it can help me to get the latest status update, what are the action items on me, that kind of a task. Microsoft Office 360 Copilot can do. So Copilot works on a concept. So at the back end, there's a large language model that's working, but on the top of that, it has a kind of a access to my content, that is say mails, my calendars, my all my shared documents on the OneDrive, or so it has access to all this. And Microsoft Office Copilot uh, only only use those documents for the reference and generate the um, more valuable, actionable input for me. So, and it's something like that. It collects only those data that is I'm having access to. It will not go through and collect the data from each and everyone. So they had designed their framework something like that the privacy as well as confidentiality of a data is preserved, and it kind of customize the experience for myself as per my need, and it will save my time, and I can make a quicker decision out of that. So that's the way we use the Microsoft Copilot in our day-to-day activities. So coming to next slide. So this is the one way that how I can manage the teams. I can manage my work more efficiently using the AI. So one of the research says that AI can boost the productivity by 40%. So you may be hearing this, but that's what there is a possibility. So there are the higher profits. So profits are in the tune of say 38% and boosted productivity in the tune of 40% with the use of AI technologies in our day-to-day activities. So this is our business perspective. So everyone is moving towards AI and integrating the AI in their businesses, whatever it may be the business. So application of generative AI. So I had already told you that all the industry, whatever may be the field that is there. But if you look by the industry size, there is in the healthcare sector, we can have the application of generative AI, maybe for the drug discovery and diagnosis. In the finance, for the fraud detection or a personalized banking. In the entertainment section for the content creation, gaming. There are nowadays there are too many tools that can generate the content for you. The task writing the blog is never been easy as now with access of ChatGPT and all those stuff. Okay. Yeah. So next, coming to the education industry, or I can say education sector also, the customized learning experiences, that is where the generative AI plays an important role. Some of the examples you can say that the AI generated art and music. We can have, mostly you guys has already seen these examples. Then there are the chatbots for a customer service. Nowadays, means even if when I call to say my internet is down, I call to my network provider, ISP provider. So there are the chatbots which ask the basic questions, and then as per my need gives the kind of a intelligent feedback and automatically create the service request, or it registers my complaint. So these are the kind of a chatbots and service providers that works 24/7 more efficiently and effectively without making the errors also in most of the scenario. Those are designed in that such specific way. So it's a huge boost of productivity and service, and you, you can say that the cost saving happens because of this. Then the language translation tools. Previously means there are kind of a you can directly use the ChatGPT mobile app for the translating purpose. Say you can give one NLP, means one prompt saying that please translate this to this language, and then I can hold and say something. It will directly translate and text aloud. If so, more collaborative approach and it's now easier if you go in other country where you don't know the languages, and you can use the AI-based tools. Not only ChatGPT, there are many specific tools for that, Google Translate and other tools which can on the fly translate to native languages and make the collaboration and understanding more easy nowadays. The communication is very much improved because of this kind of technologies. So I had already explained that what are the benefits of generative AI. So something like efficiency that automates the repetitive tasking. Creativity generates the innovative design and solutions. So Gen AI, generative AI, is nowadays creating kind of innovations and new creative responses. We will see one kind of example in later slides. Then accessibility. So availability of many tools like ChatGPT, Brad, then there are the many AI agents that are there. So there are low barrier for the content creation. You can write a blog in minutes. Then the scalability. So handles the large scale tasks seamlessly. So you can say means you can create or automate something and that can be scaled to the large extent. So take the example of a chat GPT. Previously means chatbots. So if we are using that in the tech supports previously to address the multiple technical queries or a complaint, there used to be the huge team of experts who can address those queries. But nowadays, one chatbot means a program which is really scalable. It can handle thousands and lakhs as per our requirement. Any number of queries and complaints on the fly. So scalability is that is what reduces the cost overhead for the companies and organization. So with come AI, there comes the challenges and concerns also. So the ethical concerns, so you can say there is a bias in the data and models. So at the root of all the AI systems, when the AI model or a machine learning model learns, then we have to provide the data to that. And deep learning models use a huge number of data. And as you already know that there are different techniques, supervised, unsupervised, and enforced kind of learning. So if the data what we provide for the learning is not properly kind of you can say uh, is not proper in the aspect saying that is a raw, if there is a wrong content, if it is not a normalized, so that whatever the data we provide, so, and if deep learning it learns from the data autonomously, there is a possibility that the bias in the data that comes in the system also. So you may had heard some of the examples like when the Brad was introduced. So uh, for some guy, it gives the response that you are not worth it, or go and something like that. So there are the kind of biases that may happen based on the data or a content what we provide to the machine learning models to learn. Okay. And then there is a deep fake risk. Everyone knows the deep fake videos and as well as the images which look more realistic. So that can be used for defaming someone. So that kind of a challenges are there. Then there are the technical challenges also. So as you know that the key here is the data, and machine learning models requires huge data set for learning. So obviously it will need a high computational requirements, hardware requirements, and there are the means we cannot normalize the data and remove the outliers or a wrong inputs from the data. So there are the potential of errors and inaccuracies in the data. So high computational requirements, so the high hardware requirements, more number of GPUs, CPU, that is kind of a technical challenge you can say. Then there is a social impact also. So as you know, that deepfake and all those stuff, and how you can rely, to what much extent you can rely on the data generated by or a content generated by the AI systems, or say the decision taken by the AI systems. So that trust and regulations, that trust has to be established. So trust will never be get established unless you have the proper regulations, kind of a frameworks, and we maintain the transparency. Unless that, so that is also kind of a challenges and concerns. So moving to the next slide, the ethical bias and generative AI. So one of the point that bias in AI models and data set I had already explained, and also these models are learned from the data whatever available in the on the internet. So the data which is provided by the large language models, chat GPT, Brad, and all those may be the copyrighted data. It has taken from the references from the some individuals owner who owns the data. So there are the issues with the plagiarism and copyright issues. And as I had already mentioned, inaccuracies in the data and wrong data. So misinformation risk and hallucination risk are already there. So for mitigation, I had already mentioned, we need the robust evaluation framework. Means whenever we use the AI output, artificial system in any systems, we should be able to verify those outputs for its accuracy, whether that is accurate, whether that is reliable, whether also the kind of integrity of a data. Then you can also say whether that is ethical concerns also. So that evaluation has to happen on this all levels. Then how we generate the data means there is a, as I had mentioned, the transparency should be there. Okay, and continuous monitoring and updates means we need to monitor the systems. Even if you see the chat GPT, Brad, they run the extensive internal testing, along with they run the beta and alpha and beta kind of releases, where the many experts from the different industries and educations organizations also they participate and provide their inputs, whether the output generated by these chatbots or a LLM models are kind to up to the mark, so that we can rely on that. So this is what continuous monitoring and updates we need to do to mitigate the risk, ethical concerns in the data. So now coming to the best practices. So as I had already mentioned, transparency. We have to, whenever the data is generated and used, we have to mention it is the AI generated content. So ethically we should be okay, and the whoever consuming that content will also know that it's AI generated content. And whenever we get a references from the content, we should also give the credit to the owner of a data and everyone. So that is also important. So ethics plays important role. Then we should be able to avoid the biases. Then collaboration of AI and human expert is very important. So whatever the systems or a frameworks or a way of approach or methodologies we use for the in the AI systems or AI integrations, it has to be overlooked by the humans which are expert in that systems and validate that content, and that's the kind of a best practice and approach to mitigate the any kind of a risk, concerns, ethics for the AI content. So now coming to the future of generative AI. So nowadays the emerging trends are that now the multimodal AIs are coming. So as we have know that there are the models for the text generation, then models for the image or a video content, media content, some artistic model. So there are the models that can work across text, audio, video, and that kind of a multimodal advancements are happening, and that is a kind of a area to explore more and use this combined kind of a intelligence to realize more kind of a business use cases, more interactive experiences, and more valued kind of a participation in the industries and organization that will boost the productivity. So the multimodal AI is the area we need to look for. Then enhanced personalization. So we know that personalization is happening. So say you go on the web page and search for, say I search for the new car. Okay, I search for the price, and you will see that whenever you go somewhere, there are the ads targeted specific to your search queries. So you will see that if new cars get launched, you will see some kind of ad in any applications. So that kind of this kind of a one personalization. If you use the Spotify, whenever you play some different kind of music, it learns from your activities. It learns from your choice, and it will provide you the playlist accordingly. So that's the how AI systems are used by the Spotify for the more customer retention and active plans. Then breakthrough through artificial general intelligence. This is the really the next big thing that is going to happen, and that is what I guess recently. Okay. I guess I had moved somewhere else. Okay, so artificial general intelligence. So what is this? So AI we know, but general intelligence. So whatever currently we are any systems that are creating, that is learning based on the inputs, means it has process, those models are learned based on the data. But now the next step forward will be the general intelligence. So even if we didn't provide the model that kind of scenario before, it will like a human, it will be able to make kind of a decision or a complete the task. So that's what is called a general intelligence. It's something like mimicking the our brain. Means you can say, if I have to extend it to the its limits, you can say that we know that Newton has discovered the three different laws. So there is a possibility that AI can discover some new kind of a laws or a predictions, new anything on its own. That is kind of a artificial general intelligence, and this is the next big thing. And I guess recently the OpenAI had announced that they had got a breakthrough in this. uh, this is till the very early stages, but I don't know means how that can span out and how that can be used further. but they does declare in the last month itself that they had got a breakthrough in artificial general intelligence, and that is the next big thing. And if that becomes you can comes in the actual use and models, and we are able to mimic that, then there is a you can say uh, we are much closer to the singularity. So I don't know whether you know the term singularity. So singularity, there are some scientists called someone who mentioned that probably by 2045 we will achieve the singularity. So now if you see at this moment, these systems are intelligent, means human intelligence is improving over the period of time because of new technology, knowledges and everything. Then from 1950s AI started, means machines started learning, and they had catch up to the certain limit of human intelligence. And then the point of singularity will comes where the pace of human intelligence, the way it's getting developed, that will increase multifold. So this is a very well-known terms in the AI field, that is singularity. So that can be probably we may achieve by 2045 if we get and we already get kind of a breakthrough in AGI, and as the technology improves. So that's the thing, is you can say something like that. You may had watched the Transformer movies or some another movies where a complete AI system is taking kind of control. So that kind of a level of a um, artificial intelligence may be possible. No one can predict that, but that can happen. Okay, so there are the advantages and disadvantages. So that's why we need concrete frameworks and rules and laws also for this AI. There are some laws and regulations that are uh, uh, in currently in a proposed states, but we will need those because to preserve, there is a possibility that it can be used in a adversarial way by the adversaries. Okay, so potential impact is something like revolutionizing the industries like healthcare, design, education. Okay, so and driving innovation, business processes. So I will kind of I guess we have a half and more hours. So I will go through actual business use cases and how we are currently using the AI. So I already explained ChatGPT for using the means improving the customer support, Delhi for creative industries for image generation and all those. Then AI in the medical imaging and diagnosis. These are the use cases. So in the marketing sector, Coca-Cola uses the AI for personalized ad campaigns. For the product designs, Nike leverages AI for creative and trend brands prototypes. So they collect the data, what kind of a models, what kind of a shoes, what kind of a features, shoes with the features, the running shoes, walking shoes, uh, more kind of a different kind of a material they use, and what kind of a design, colors. Based on that, they use those data and leverage the AI for trend-based prototypes. So they use the what kind of a trend that maybe they try to predict that customers will what kind of a product customer will like. Then in the healthcare sector, Pfizer uses the AI for the drug discovery. So everyone knows the corona happens, and it took too much time to get that drug um, vaccines prepared or discovered. So I'm sure that in the future, if something that kind of catastrophe will happen, then we will be more prepared with the AI technologies that will accelerate the drug discovery and kind of save the humanity. I don't know, but recently I heard that some more virus is getting originated from the China, but who knows? But I guess at this moment we are more prepared than 2018 when that coronavirus came. Yeah. So coming to the diagnostics, so AI reduces the diagnostic errors in the healthcare. So there are some,
Kindly mute yourself, Komal English.
Yes, sir.
Kindly mute.
Okay.
okay. So this is one area means where we are making rapidly very much progress in the diagnostics. So different kind of X-rays, CT scans, sonographic images, those are used for learning the models, and the now we are able to create a systems that are so accurate. More probably, the accuracy is kind of a at par or even better than the expert doctors. So, and it can do this kind of analysis in a fraction of a second. So we are there at this moment, and so and that will be greatly beneficial to humanity and improve the quality of life for everyone. Okay, so other business use cases are say where we make the AI augmented decisions. So retail optimization. So Walmart as well as Amazon uses the AI for inventory predictions. Then in the financial sector, like financial risk assessment, JP Morgan and Chase enhances the credit risk analysis. So the way they access the credit ratings. So you may know that they JP Morgan and stuff, they give the credit rating for different markets or even for the countries. So they use the AI in this risk assessment. Then corporate strategy, the AI informs the market expansion strategies. Means based on the data, content, and model, we can predict what will be the need of future, what will be the demands for particular items or products. So based on that, we decide the expansion strategies. Means that this even the decision like whether to set up a new plant in particular plant, that can be taken based on the AI inputs, and whether it will be beneficial in which geographical location. That kind of a corporate strategies decision making is also nowadays is based on the AI system based data analysis and inputs.
Correct?
Okay.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Pranali. Yes.
Okay, now I had already mentioned the Amazon uses the AI in the retail. So for the logistic optimization, so logistic optimization is something like that. They have the big warehouses where they store the different kind of products, and how to manage that storage inventory in those big warehouses, where to locate particular items, so that the whenever the order is placed on the online retail platform, those can be packed with a minimal times. The product can be packed and can be shipped, so reduce the delivery times and increase the efficiency. So same stuff goes for the customer service. I guess I already explained that customer service kind of a scenario. So it's chatbots, and those can be used for the customer service. improved customer interactions, and intelligent way to provide the remediation or a mitigation to the customer queries. In a minimal time, the chatbots and the AI-based systems works 24/7. So that's the kind of a business we are currently in. Then business use case in the AI-driven future. So what happens in the future? Something like smart cities. We have the smart city kind of project here. So there is uh, some kind of implementation happening in India also. But if you take the example of Singapore, so the traffic management and pollution management, that kind of AI-based systems are used in the Singapore. Then precision agriculture, the AI-powered drones and satellite analysis enhances the farmer efficiency. So drone can be used for multiple purpose. That's already the machine. So there are the AI systems to do particular tasks, maybe spraying the fertilizer, maybe observing some kind of a uh, uh, getting the images, processing those images, and checking whether there are some kind of a bug infections are there, and kind of a recent address to those tasks. Then in the HR sector also, AI predicts the burnout risk and boosts the workplace satisfaction. So HR, the main goal of HR in the industry is an organization is something like that. They have to contain the iteration rate. So there are the different parameters. Means they can track the times. Means everyone knows that in the organization they have the swipe cards and how much time you are working, and on what website you are going. So all those kind of a tracking, and so they can predict the burnouts. Means when that any employee can, there is possibility that that employee can resign. How critical that resource is, and all those kind of a prediction. The AI systems helps in all those areas. Now these are the kind of actual you can say industry, uh, in the actual industry, how AI integrations helps in improving the productivity. These are the actual examples. So Microsoft, I had already explained that what is Microsoft 365 Copilot. So that is there. Then Azure AI. So Copilot helps to streamline the drafting document, generating the reports, and automating the workflows. So Azure AI is what that allows the businesses to build, deploy, and manage AI application, specifically useful to fields like data analysis and customer engagement. So I will go through the Google first, and then Google on the similar line of Azure AI, it has the Vertex AI. So Google use the Brad AI and Vertex AI for the productivity. Brad is similar kind of it assists in content creation, ideation, and customer interaction. While Vertex AI offers the full suite of enterprise deployed machine learning models, enabling the companies to scale and predict analysis and data heavy operations. So what Vertex AI is a kind of a platform. Different IDs, integrated development environment. So cloud-based AWS, if you had seen, so it's a cloud-based kind of a platform where say I have a product, I have the help documents for that, and I have say 10 or 15 tech support guys which are providing the help document, providing the technical support for my product. So what I can do that, I had the help document, all the question framed, and I can, in the matter of minutes, I can upload those help document. And this Vertex AI platform, I had tried this. So this Vertex AI platform, uh, at the back end, it uses a large language model trained by the Google. Okay, And on the top of that large language model, I'm providing all the help documents, FAQs, all those inputs. Just have to upload that, and it directly provided me the code which I can put on my website. And it directly means you have the chatbot ready, chatbot or a tech support chatbot ready that can address all your queries. So backend, what happens is that it takes the context inputs from the document content which I had uploaded, and those are strictly not getting used for learning the large language model. That the core large language model uses that inputs and its intelligent knowledge and accessories and provide the technical support. And this tech support chatbot can be ready within not more than 15 minutes. That's the kind of a platform and services they are offering. And this is only, I had given the example for, say, large language model. So similar functionalities there in Azure AI, AWS, and all those. Everyone is providing that kind of a service because ChatGPT is 3.5 is open source. You can use it, but all the industries and companies they need to earn the profit. So this is the way they are doing that stuff. They are internally hosting the large language model. Our privacy of our data content is uploaded to my own Google account or AWS account, and within the minutes I will have the chatbot ready which serves the request. So if you see practically that the 10-15 tech support guys are kind of a obsolete, no need of that. That's the level of a automation that's happening, and this can be done within, say, not more than 15 minutes. And you can directly, you just have to specify you want a Java code, you want a JavaScript code, or a, say, Python code. It gives the code, and you just have to integrate that in your website, and all done. In the backend, the connection happens with the API keys because it's your own account. Data resides in your own cloud and not to anyone, in your own account. So there is no concern of privacy, and all your queries get answered. So that kind of a automation is happening. Okay. So similarly, Salesforce has the instant AI that provides the tool assist the automating the routine task and customer service responses and lead scoring. So these are kind of a different solutions, and how the currently in practice these industries are using, these big players are using the AI. Okay. Coming to the next, now here are the few examples where AI is used for the optimized operations and stay ahead in the race. So Amazon warehouse, I had already explained that it uses AI powered robots also, means in this warehouse to streamline the storage and product retrieval, where to store the products and from where automatically you retrieve that kind of automation is there in the Amazon warehouses in the US and everywhere. I'm not sure whether that's here in India, but even if it is not here, it will happen soon. And mostly some kind of automation is already there. So JP Morgan and Chase, they employ a kind of a AI system called COI and Coin. So previously for the legal teams, it takes for the legal contracts to create. It takes huge time. So now that legal contract and legal reviews of those contract is taken care by this Coinbase AI system in a matter of seconds. And also as this legal contract and all those kind of a tedious work, so with this AI system, the human errors and operational costs are also reduced. Tesla uses the predictive maintenance. So Tesla leveraged the AI for a predictive maintenance. The system detects the issues in the machineries before causes the breakdowns. So that is Tesla car factories, they can predict which machine will break down when, based on the histories and data and information from different sensors. So based on this analyzed data, they do the maintenance activity for those machines, and thus reducing the downtime and improving the overall efficiency in the Tesla factories. So there is a Zebra Medical Vision, that is a healthcare diagnostic system, diagnostic company. So it uses the medical scans and assists the doctor in quicker and more accurate diagnosis by automating the image analysis. Zebra Medical Vision reduces the workload and healthcare professional and improves the patient outcomes. Okay, Spotify, I had already explained that use the AI algorithm for the listening habits. Okay, so I will quickly go through some of the very interesting AI tools probably you guys may have to want to explore. Most of you may had already explored those, but you may think of explore if some of these are not done by you. So just a minute. So here for text generation, GPT, Jasper, and AI Writer, these are the very good tools. Image creation, DALL-E. So currently the latest DALL-E version is DALL-E 3 that you can use. And for the code assistance, everyone know GitHub Copilot. So GitHub Copilot is it is a machine learning model. It's trained on all the codes that are publicly available code on the GitHub. So even if you ask something like, please write me the code for generating even say some kind of a algorithm, or a generating say some kind of a product also, it can write that. I mean, say, please generate me the e-commerce website to sell this kind of a product. I would like to have the kind of a functionality like add to cart, payment gateway, and something. That kind of a code can be generated using GitHub Copilot. So you can understand the level of challenges that developers may face in the future. Okay, future nowadays they are facing. So everyone has to understand, learn the AI, and use it to improve their efficiency. It's not something like that they can totally replace the human, but at this moment at least. But you has to be aware of these technologies. You have to use these AI technologies for your benefits and stay relevant in the market. Then for audio voice, there is a Descript, podcast AI, and for multimodal, you already know that ChatGPT and Google Brad multimodal is there. So I will give a quick kind of a say introduction to DALL-E 3. So please let me know if you are able to see this video. I will start it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we are not getting the sound.
Okay, just a minute. I'm not sure whether you are able to, but there is nothing much in the sound, but it is not explaining. It's just for the watching. You can watch that.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, so there is only background music, soothing music is there, but no instruction or something like that. Okay, so this video, let me start it again. So watch closely to the natural language prompt, then you will understand how the DALL-E model is used for the image generation. So based on our inputs, natural text prompts, it's generating the images. Okay. Okay, so you may have seen the sunflower hedgehog images created by the Delhi E third model. So you can also may have seen the expressions also of that hedgehog, whether it is a kind-hearted. So how well that expressions also captured, and it can create the sticker. So I had just taken these videos because most probably you may had already used the ChatGPT textual versions, but may not be for the image generation, that kind of a task, because it's required a registration, and there are some kind of a credits that you can use to create this kind of images. So limited scope is there, but still try to explore that tool. It's really good, and you can guess where the technology is moving in the AI field. Now coming to this Descript, this is also very good tool. You can see. I'm not sure whether we need. So let's watch the video, and next I will explain what's happening there. Okay. Watching the video will come. If there is no sound, then I will explain the video. Okay, so what's happening there nowadays? Everyone is creating the content. So you record the screen, you record your voice, you record the videos. Okay, and then you share it. Share it on the blogs, share it on the YouTube channel, share it on somewhere else. And if you are a content creator, say YouTuber or a influencer, then before sharing you have to edit it, because you didn't know, inadvertently you make lots of mistakes and lots of pause and some kind of stuff. So this Descript, the AI model which works on the visuals as well as audio, it it uh, it provide a very creative and innovative way to edit this kind of a content, recorded content. So it's kind of, what it does is that I will tell you, and then you can see. So if I recorded some content, then that translate that speech audio into text. Okay, and it makes it provides you the capability. It is so accurate, and that it ideally copies, means create text out of your speech, and then you had a ability to edit that text. Okay, the converted text from the speech, and you can edit that text, and accordingly the your recorded content or a video, you can say, that get redubbed. So say while saying, I had saying, and I rumbled on some phrase, or I'm not able to pronounce some word properly. Okay, or I pronounce or I humble in the pronunciation and make some mistake. So I can correct that mistake in the text, and it regenerate the video backend by removing all those humble words, pauses, or or some kind of a, you can say, repeated words you are using. So that kind of a technology is here. So I'm not sure whether you are able to hear that. I will try to provide the link to that video. Uh, so see. So okay. So, okay, so what happens here is that in that video, the content, say there is a, while giving this presentation, there is a background noise. Say my son came and he shouted something and saying that, Daddy, I need something. And that get captured in this current video or audio. So that text we can that video get converted into text. I can remove that text and it does the redubbing and recreates the video or audio, and whatever the distractions that had happened in that edited um, that video, it get removed. So this is a very kind of a interactive, very simple, easiest way to edit the videos, rather than going to the tools like Audacity and cropping the waveframe data or audio signals from one place to another place, realigning that kind of stuff can be done. Also, say I mistake something, I have to say something else and said something else, that can be also entered in the text and that can be recreated as audio video. So that is how the Descript works. So these are the kind of tools probably really interesting you may like to explore. Now coming to the last slide. So what are the takeaways? So AIs are the transformative potential from the rule-based system to generative AI. I had already gone through all this. Then there is a practical and ethical considerations are very vital, which I had explained. And because that forms the basis how we implement the AI system in the businesses and ethically do the business and reap the benefits of AI systems. Okay. And there are the future opportunities are very vast and promising. So we need to learn, stay relevant in the market. So what is the call of action? Stay curious, explore more AI tools and innovate. So that is what I can say we should take away from this AI and learn the AI, use the FDP program to learn about AI in details, how it functions, works, and how we can use and utilize and implement and integrate AI in our day-to-day activities for our benefit. So that's it, I guess. We are 1 minute short. So if anyone has any quick question, I can answer that.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Actually, sir, I want to know something about AI plagiarism.
Okay. Yes. So what AI plagiarism? Okay. So whenever, can you be more discreet about your question?
Actually, sir, my doubt is generally whenever we are checking plagiarism by Turnitin or some softwares,
Okay.
then it used to go across all the material available on the internet. Correct.
Yes.
But whenever we come across term as a AI plagiarism, suppose I am using ChatGPT for generating some document.
Okay.
So whether it may get saved under my login.
Yes.
So whether AI plagiarism software checks for such type of created chatbots, and if yes, then how?
Okay, so first of all, the mostly whatever the chat GPT or Brad you use, they generally didn't learn from the content what you create. Okay, I'm saying generally. There is a feedback mechanism. Sometimes ChatGPT asks you to provide you some feedback. Then only based on that feedback, it tries to assess and learn the content. So there, the models are means learning or teaching the models is very kind of a tedious task with lots of memory and everything is involved. And if it try to learn from each and every one who creates the content, then that model will get skewed up. So they generally didn't learn from your content. Other aspects of plagiarism is something like that. There is a I didn't remember the name, but there is a tool also which can check whether whatever the content you generated is generated by the AI or not. Okay, you can
So,
search on the net. you will get a tool. So if you paste some content, AI generated content, it will say that it is generated by the AI. Okay.
Okay.
So that tool is also there. And then another aspect what I tried to understand from your point is that, say, plagiarism. So plagiarisms, there are the different softwares and how it works. So even if you generate some content, and if you ask, say, if you ask, and then you can ask the next question in a natural language prompt saying that please give me the references for this above response, it will give you the references and links. So it's always better that whatever content you generated, you go through the references and give the due credit to those original content creators. So you can see that in many responses you will get a references from where it takes that, and if it is not provided, you can explicitly ask that. So
Okay.
that is the area challenges I had mentioned for the AI systems. So we have to be ethical in that aspect, and give the due credit, and don't use the proprietary contents or the copyrighted contents. And
Okay.
every content generated should be, as I had already mentioned, should be, there is a layer of human expertise that has to be there to validate on the different aspects, ethicality also, reliability also, integrity also. So that is my response. I guess this addresses your question, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Means actually, ethically, I agree, no doubt at all. But my curiosity is just how that, as you told about tool. So how
Okay.
that tool may identify that the particular text generated is AI based or written by the human. That is my curiosity actually.
Yeah, so
Because as per my knowledge, Turnitin, which is considered to be one of the most important plagiarism software, it is also not considering all AI plagiarism in it.
yeah, so I didn't know about that particular software, what you are saying,
Okay, okay,
but the aspect goes something like that. Means you have to check for the references, you have to use that, and how
okay,
that identifying that. So that's a different area. If someone in our session, I don't know whether there is a AI agents are AI agents and details are covered. So AI agents or say intelligence systems, so those are the domain specific areas. Some machine learning models are taught and those are used. So we have to go in much depth in that.
okay,
So that is the way we have to approach this solution. So that tool may be created based on the AI agents and whatever the plagiarism software you are using. So at a back end, that is using some kind of a logic. It's searching on the net. It's searching on the different kind of a databases, whether it is a Scopus, whether it is a IEEE databases and other Google Scholars and all those. So it's searching at a back end to those kind of a words, array, sentences. So similar mechanism that particular tools may be using to identify that. So what the logic in the at the back end of that system, that we have to explore. Okay, so
okay,
if
okay,
you want to understand that, so it's work accordingly. Means it's actually the software and same kind of automation tools using AI can be generated. And if you see in the future, it will happen something like that. We may not need a softwares like Amazon, and we directly work on the databases based using the AI agents. Means there is always there will be the AI agent which make the query. Say I want to buy the shoes, AI agent will automatically generate a query at a backend and directly fire that query on the database and give me the results of images, price, and all those lists. Why I will need a front end application like Amazon app in my mobile? So in the future, means Satya Nadella does mention that all the softwares may get obsolete and only AI agents will be there to do that task.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I have one clarification.
Okay.
In your second slide, where you are classifying AI, there is a mention of rule-based machine learning and expert systems.
Yeah.
So, like you mentioned, that expert system will be encompassing a lot of domain knowledge.
Yeah.
So, like from the first two classification, symbolic representation,
So
it is obvious, openly saying that some symbolic representation of the knowledge can be done. Whereas the second thing, machine learning, somehow it is learning the hidden patterns. But I feel that expert system as a whole, how it is present as a classification, that I couldn't understand.
okay, so what I had said, I had not specifically said that kind of a classification, but I had said area of different kind of area. So expert systems, those are kind of a, you can say by the name, those are designed specifically for particular task. Means backend. So particular domain knowledge is encoded in the system.
How it is encoded, sir, the domain knowledge
So
at the times?
so at the time of learning, so if our say any large language model is there, okay, so it has a basic capability of a say text manipulation, summarization, and all those kind of stuff, and then I will learn that model for particular my task. Say I'm working in the application lifecycle management. So ALM is a kind of a one kind of a domain area, you can say. So whatever the knowledge needed, tools needed, whatever the theory needed for ALM, I can uh, I can uh, uh, I can teach all those to that particular model. So the expert systems is something like a specific domain specific knowledge. Those will be the lightweight rather than the complete large language model who knows each and every stuff. I may not need that for my day-to-day task. I'm designing that particular application or agent-based system only for particular domain task. So that kind of expert systems. In that context, I had explained, and that's the way currently the developments are happening. So say Amazon is using it for the inventory management. So inventory management related information, tasks, and all those needed stuff that can be fed into the system.
Sir, that is fine. Why I asked is this was happened around 40 years back, right? That's why like I got that clarification. And like if I consolidate it, can I take something like AI as the superset on something called rule based machine learning on NLP? Can I take that way?
Uh, okay, yeah, Miss AI, under AI it comes. Yeah, Miss, all these are the different area of NLP is different area of AI itself. So artificial intelligence is what we are trying to achieve. So uh, say
In Venn diagram, if you want to represent, this NLP will sit outside that circle of machine learning.
so NLP, natural language processing, is something like that. It uses the human interaction language knowledge along with the machine, and there comes the NLP. So all these technologies in some way uses the AI. Okay, and if you go by the means what comes under what, so under AI there comes the machine learning, and under machine learning there comes the deep learning. And if you want the interaction of a say machine learning, deep learning with a human interface, particular knowledge, integrating that something kind of a long text understanding, understanding, and then interpretation of that, then you combine with that comes the natural language processing. So those are kind of a intersecting stuff along with the human knowledge interaction languages, because the languages those comes differently. We learn that something, we encode that knowledge into our artificial systems. That's why NLP comes.
Sir, basically the reason for asking is I have to explain this to a student. Initially, like I'm thinking how to introduce. Keeping that in mind, I have asked this question.
Yeah, I got it, but
Yeah.
it's something, it's always a kind of a interaction. So these are the AI systems, and and that using at a database as a kind of a human language and human language understanding as a database.
My second last one is
Okay.
we used to say something like soft computing.
Okay.
So does the expert systems are some one way or the other they are using soft computing techniques?
Soft computing techniques is the way how you design. So means what I can say is something like that. You don't adhere to any kind of a discrete architecture. Those always those architecture for the AI systems are kind of a flexible. Okay, so you don't have to rely, and yet it has to be like that only. And none of the system in the practical or organization works in that particular discrete architecture. They didn't follow. There is always a customization, flexibility of those kind of architecture.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hope, I guess.
Yes, actually the time exceeded. Anybody has any questions? One question we'll take. Otherwise, we'll move. Fine. If any questions, then you can send me by email. I will forward it to him. No issue. But because of the time limit, we have to stop now. Thank you, Nilesh Aswar. You have given actually the very much potential of AI for the how it transforms the world or how it transforms our regular activities. So you have given many more applications. You have explained and by giving very real-time examples. Actually, you have given demo as well to explain your concepts. Also, you talked about the ethical and the biases of generative AI as well. That will give the background, whatever necessary for the next days, because it is progressing towards generative AI, and whatever background was actually needed, you created today. Thank you very much for sharing your expertise here and giving your time, because I know as an industry person, you are very busy. Today is Monday. But then also you have shared your time here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you all. Hope this session is useful to all of you. Okay, thanks.
Yes, definitely. Now immediately we'll start the second session. Annappa sir, we'll start now, sir.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir. So before starting, just again, I will introduce sir. Those who have missed his introduction during the inaugural session, I will introduce once again. It gives me actually immense pleasure to introduce sir, someone who has been a pillar of support, guidance, and inspiration in my total professional journey. He's my mentor, he's my guide, and he's not just a guide, but a true problem solver. So whenever I face challenges, no matter how big or small it is, I know. I know I can turn to him, and the solution is never far away. So his approachable nature and always he's supportive, always give me the confidence to overcome the obstacles. In fact, the idea of organizing this faculty development program was deeply inspired by him only. When I first discussed with him, he encouraged me wholeheartedly and said, "You go ahead, I will be there to support you." And today he's with us now. So even now, when I have doubts or faces hurdles, he's the one I approach. So that's how he's. Again, actually, his profile. I will go through his profile very short because the profile is very big, but I will be short here. He is a professor at Department of Computer Science and Engineering. National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surathkal, Chairman, Career Development Center, Chairman, Center for Cyber Physical Systems at National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surathkal. He is a PhD, Computer Science and Engineering, MTech Computer Science and Engineering from National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surathkal. And he is gold medalist at MTech level at National Institute of Technology, Karnataka. He has several. His area of interest is cloud computing, big data analytics, distributed systems, process mining, social networks, software engineering. He has done so much research guidance to the students. 10 PhD completed, he got best thesis award. 2 has already submitted and 7 are ongoing. He has handled so many R&D projects, coordinator for the SERV, DST, coordinator for the ISRO sponsored R&D projects, coordinator for MHRD sponsored R&D projects, and so many. He has 51 journal papers and 133 conference papers published with 6 best paper awards, 9 book chapters, book reviewed 5. He has got professional memberships, national and international as well, CSI, ISD, IEI, IEEE, IEEE CS, ACM, and so many. Uh, uh, he was visiting professor at University of Mauritius in 2017 and 18. Internationally, he has visited so many institutes for his research work: University of British Columbia, Canada; University of Manitoba, Canada; then Japan; then Penn State University, USA; Carnegie Mellon University, USA; Ohio State University, USA; University of Cincinnati, USA; University of Dayton, USA, and so many. So with this, I will stop here. So many things are there, but actually,
Thank you.
sorry, sir.
Thank
So all of you are interested, I think, in his lecture, core concept of AI and ML. So I request Professor Annappa sir to go ahead with this.
Okay, thank you. My slides are visible, right?
Yes, sir. Your slides are visible.
Okay. Once again, thank you. And the participants, I see there are 100 plus participants still intact and hearing this lecture. That shows the interest of the people of this FDP. It's great that Baniraman has organized this. Say, basically, we are all learners. At the end of the day, how much I learned today, whether it is by reading some textbooks or watching some movies or observing somebody doing something great. And we human beings need to support each other in this journey of learning. So today I'll try my best to cover these topics. Let me see how long I can cover. So first of all, we are all intelligent human beings. Thanks to God making us the intelligent creature in this world. How does human intelligence work? So you see this image, right? It is staring at you. At what time you'll go for dinner and put some thing to eat, right? And obviously all of us can identify this as a cat image, 100% recognition or identification. A calm and cool cat in front of you. That kind of image, it gets in your mind. Another image, a ferocious lion. Yes, all of us are able to recognize it and tell that which animal it is, right? But
Satya
I
was.
don't know how many of us are able to identify this insect. Yes, we can say that it's an insect, but name that insect. It's a bit confusing, right? It's a bit difficult for most of us. Maybe some of you may be able to tell the name of that insect, but most of us in general feel difficulty in recognizing this. Why is it so? Lack of learning or lack of training. These two first images, your mother, father, brother, or your teacher at school might have shown these images and she might have told, yes, this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a fish. Several days she might have shown these pictures and trained you. Then she might have shown the living cat or living dog. So you could understand that and recognize it whenever you see another cat or dog. So you had a learning, you had a training in your mind. That's what our brain does when you see a bird or any animal or any entity or thing. Your brain gets into action. If it is a new things you're seeing, it stores that details. When you see the next time similar thing, it will try to collect that information already there in your brain and recognize it. So it has a representation, then it has computation. That's all what you see in AI or human intelligence. So by the way, what is this insect? Anyone can tell me the name of this insect? Okay, it may be difficult, let me tell. It is a stag beetle. You might have seen, but you are not given much concentration or your brain was not trained to store that image. What do you think about intelligence we humans have? The idea which taps into the mind is that we have brains and the ability to think, which makes we human beings intelligent than any other creature in this world. Then the question is how to define our intelligence. It's all in the ability to observe, recognize, and understand. Your teacher showed some pictures. You observed it. Then she told this is a cat, this is A, this is B. She might have shown several alphabets. Then over a period of time, you understood that it is a image of a cat. First day, she might have shown. Next day, when she asked you, you're not able to even recognize that cat image. Remember those days of your school. You struggle to recognize those images. But now, it is not that instantaneously can say that it is a image of a particular creature. It is because of their observation, recognition, and understanding. Ability to make smart decisions and solve problems. Later, as you grew up, you're given a lot of different problems. Teacher taught you many different problems, answers to that. Then she gave a different problem, slight variation, slight deviation from the problems what he or she taught in the class. You could solve those problems even though you're not studied exactly the same problem in the class. Ability to learn and increase your knowledge. Many of you in your first year engineering, you might have learned only one language, C language. What I mean to say is programming language. You might have taken a semester to learn that. But now, to learn Python, you not need that much time. With that knowledge of, background knowledge of a programming language, learning other language is not that difficult. So you have ability to learn and increase your knowledge. So in the human intelligence, is basically involves gathering information, storing information, and retrieving information. As soon as you saw this image on the screen, he retrieved that information what is stored and recognized that it is a cat. Analyzing information, decision making, and taking action. Taking action. The advanced application of AI. You're having autonomous cars. As soon as it sees an image of a dog crossing the road, it will decide that the speed at which the car is moving, the speed at which the dog is crossing the road, if both go without any brake, it may hit the dog. To avoid that, the car machine learning model running in the car will take action to slowly put the brake so that by the time it reaches, the dog might have crossed. It cannot put all of a sudden a brake. The car may topple. So human versus machine. Who is smarter? Who is smartest? Can you guess? As on today, human versus machine or artificial intelligence or ML or DL. Who is smartest? As on today, I can say we human beings are smartest. But let us see. Some tasks human beings are good at. Communication with other human beings. All of you agree with this? We are good at communicating with other human beings. You argue this, but I'll show you a picture here. If you give a question to Alexa or other AI tools, question like play a good song, we human beings can understand very well than the machine. Sometimes your Spotify or your Alexa may start some Spotify song and play for you, but you may get a answer like this: sorry, I could not find a good song in your music. If there is no rating or this data is not available with your music collection, it may tell you this. But we human beings, based on the person who is asking these questions, if it is your grandmother or grandfather, you may play a devotional song. If it is your son or daughter is asking, you may play a Western song or latest movie song. But if it's a child crying, you may put a song which will help him to sleep, right? So we are good at communicating with other human beings, understanding their feelings. But machines are also good at some tasks. Like if you have a complex mathematics formula or calculations, machines are better than human beings. Humans, as I told, better in recognition, communication, whereas machines are good at mathematic complex calculations. You might have heard when machines have beaten grandmasters in chess, they are good at going to different levels of thinking and see what will happen in a chess game when you make a move. So what do you think about AI is? Human intelligence. AI is nothing but, you might have seen in movies, robots moving here and there, doing some task and make decisions just like human beings. So AI is the development of computer systems that are able to perform tasks that would require human intelligence. It's not just simple calculation that you have been doing, writing programs for computing, gross salary for finding the interest. They are not AI programs. Programs that are able to perform tasks that would require human intelligence. Like for driving a car, it needs intelligence. When to accelerate, when to put brake, when to change gears. Such tasks, if we can automate, that is AI. Examples of these tasks are visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. You can say there are different systems which are using weak AI and strong AI. Weak AIs people have been using in industries, industrialization. Advanced concepts of AI are being used in the industry 4.0 or industry 5.0, where full-fledged AI will be used. Machines with weak AI are made to respond to specific situations, but they cannot think themselves. But strong AI, a machine with strong AI is able to think and act just like a human being. It's able to learn from experiences. Like when you had gone to first year programming class, you had made so many errors in your program, written 5 lines program, but there were 10, 15 errors. But today, same problem is given, you may execute the program without a single error, same problem. That is because of the experience we had in programming. Since there are no real life examples of strong AI yet, the best representation would be how Hollywood portrays different robots. As you've seen, AI is there in everybody's life, starting from school-going kids to researchers in medicine, researchers doing 6G research. They are all using, common man is using AI in one or other way. Face recognition for your attendance. When you go to your office, you not sign, you not put your thumb. As you enter, the system will record your entry time and say you're present on that day. When you exit, it will record your exit time, gives the total hours you're there in the office. Healthcare. These days, we are lucky to get the help of AI to get consultation from a doctor anywhere in the world. So going for second opinion has become very easy. 10, 15 years back, if you thought of going for second or third opinion, it was, first thing, it was time consuming, it is costly, and sometimes it may not be possible for you to wait for that. But nowadays, with the AI and advanced technologies, you can get your X-ray done or test done. You can get the test in your email, and you can refer to 10 other doctors to get second or third or fourth or whatever number of opinions from the doctor anywhere in this world before you proceed for a major surgery or some treatment. There again, machine learning is used to identify what type of health problems you are having by analyzing the X-ray, by analyzing various parameters of your test done and your old health records from your childhood. Google Assistants, you might have used, hey Google, play this song, hey Google, download this picture, or you have been using several delivery apps, Zomato, or for transportation, you might use Ola, Uber. Number plate recognition. So when you're doing jumping signals, there may not be a police watching you, but there is a hidden camera watching your driving, and next day you may get a receipt from your RTO. How did it do? You may not be driving, somebody, your friend or somebody else may be driving your vehicle. They didn't recognize you, but they recognized the number plate of your car, and they could identify your address and send that receipt fine to you. Or you're having a particular shoe or something, but you don't know which company shoe it is, where you will be able to get this. So just scan. You might have used Google Lens and similar applications. Scan it. Google will be able to give you hints about the item you have scanned, give recommendation to you, or home appliances, intelligent robots for cleaning, and chatbots. I think most of you used IRCTC chatbots for booking the tickets. These days we are hearing about LLMs, large language models, towards understanding language in a better way. So there was an article in 2022. We gave ChatGPT a college level microbiology quiz. It blew the quiz away. That means it is telling the power of ChatGPT in answering that quiz. But do you think that it is smart enough to answer all kinds of questions? You might have heard it failed in UPSC, or it was not that successful in JEE. You might have heard about this news. It may fail in answering or understanding this kind of pictures. There are still limitations of AI systems which people are researching. Like if you have a picture like this, to find out the answer, like what weighs more? You have a picture where you have 2 pounds of bricks and 1 pound of feather, and picture shows that it weighs almost same, right? But AI as on today may not be able to understand this and give you the right answer. The right answer they got in 2022, I think, by Microsoft Bing was both 2 pounds of bricks and 1 pound of feather weigh the same, which is 2 pounds. So it is not that intelligent as on today. So basically, we're not trying to compete with human intelligence as on today. There are two aspects of AI. If you see the goals of AI is theoretical, understand the theoretical concepts and build models according to how human beings think and act. Then apply those in practical, replace human activities that demand intelligence. And it may be assisting us in doing many boring jobs, which we tend to lose concentration and accuracy may go down. In such situations, the existing current AI models are better at. I mean to say that AI has taken all over the world. There are different flavors of AI, starting from predictive analytics to robotics. Deep learning, machine learning has its application, whether it is text-to-speech conversion, speech-to-text conversion. In speech processing, you have machine learning models built. Computer vision, image recognition, machine vision, like recognizing your image or recognizing a dog coming in front of your car. Language processing, classification, translation, data extraction. Then various other kinds of application like logistics, robotics, and planning. If you see the roadmap of AI, we are today in the era of AI. Even though IT started somewhere in 60s, it's taken several decades to make the systems intelligent. AI versus ML. AI is a broad discipline in which machine learning is a subfield. If you see this diagram, AI is the universal set, you can say. Inside that, you have a subfields ML. Inside ML, you have another subfield like deep learning. So ML gives computers the ability to learn without explicit programming. And that is the beauty of ML. There are different types of ML, unsupervised and supervised ML. Unsupervised learning implies that data is not labeled. Unsupervised problems are all about looking at the raw data. You may not be having any label attached to this data and seeing if it naturally falls into different groups. For example, you have data of different people in a company, employees of a company. If you plot them x-axis years of service in that company and their current salary or the income, you can clearly separate those employees who are on fast track. They are having initial high salary and every year they have high hike since they are doing more intelligent tasks like CEO or CTO. They are having high salary. They are on fast track, but other employees are on normal track. So these kinds of, say, you're having just data about the employee, their years of service and salary. Given his employee details, you can say whether he or she is in fast track or normal track. When it comes to supervised learning, it implies that data is already labeled. We are learning from the fast examples what you have fed into machine learning model with the information about the labels. And using that knowledge, they're going to predict future values. For example, if you take a simple scenario where you're all ordering items using Zomato, right? If you have a data about orders you have placed, its amount, what is the amount of the order you have placed, and whether you went for picking that item from the restaurant or you ask them to deliver at your home, and how much tip you have given to that person who served you at the restaurant or who brought the item to your home. If you plot this, and later if you give the amount of your bill, you can predict how much he can expect tip amount will be. There is a kind of prediction you're able to make using the data which is already labeled with the bill amount and type of the order, whether it's pickup order or delivery. Based on that, you can predict the tip amount. So classical supervised and unsupervised learning, you have a training code, label data, or if it is unsupervised, just a training code and data. Using that, you build the machine learning model. Then you have tasks like prediction, classification, or clustering. Use various types of machine learning models and algorithms depending on the kind of task you want to execute, whether classification, prediction, or clustering. Deep learning uses ANNs, artificial neural networks, allowing them to process more complex patterns than traditional machine learning. Traditional machine learning is able to solve simple problems, but for complex problems, you need to go for deep neural networks. That is deep learning. Deep learning, again, as I told you, it is a subset of ML. Then what is machine learning? Definitions given by scientists like Herbert Simon told, learning is any process by which system improves performance by experience. So very well is suited for machine learning. System improves performance by experience. Tom Mitchell, many of you might have read his books. It's kind of Bible in machine learning. He defined machine learning as the study of algorithms that improve their performance P at some task T with experience E. Formally, he defined as machine learning is a well-defined learning task given by PTE, performance, task, and experience. So as you might have already known or experienced, if you have more data, more training, then you can expect your machine learning model to behave accurately most of the time. So the traditional programming you've been doing, you have a program, you have data, input data to that program, execute that program, you get output, expected output. So this is what logic in your program, based on that, you get the output. Whereas something different in machine learning, you see the location of your data, program, and output compared to the traditional programming. You have data, you also input output to your model, like the label. You're given the cat image, and with the label as cat. You have given several dog images in different angles, different lighting, different colors, different backgrounds, and labeled it as dog. With this output and the data, new data is coming in. It will identify it as the correct dog or cat. There is a program here, machine learning model is building. So when do we use machine learning? For what type of task it is more suitable? ML is used when human expertise does not exist. Like you might have heard in recent years or days, we landed at navigation on Mars, where human expertise does not exist. So we need intelligence there to navigate. Human can't explain their expertise using speech recognition. Then in personalized medicine, building customized models. Like in the days to come, you'll go to doctor. Doctor will put your details into a machine learning model to understand your health parameters from childhood till that moment and the current condition, health condition. Based on all these parameters, he will prescribe a medicine. It may not be readily available like Action 500 or whatever paracetamol tablet area. It may not be best suited for you at this stage based on the current medical conditions. In general, doctor may prescribe a paracetamol tablet, but it may have so many side effects based on the current condition. It might have worked 10 years back for you when you had a fever, but now it not work. Based on current condition, doctor can prescribe a personalized medicine for you, which may not be readily available in the pharmacy. If it is not available, you can send that formulation to the pharmacy to prepare that tablet only for you and send it to you maybe within few hours. This is the kind of personalized medicine we will be seeing in the years to come with the application of machine learning. Models are based on huge amount of data. Say, drug discovery, there are many diseases to which we don't have proper cure as on today. So in the days to come, with the application of machine learning, by analyzing huge amount of data in genomics, say advanced field of research where they're applying machine learning to understand the genomic structure, accordingly coming up with new medicines. Otherwise, it is difficult for human beings to understand the genomic structure in detail. But if you're writing a program like payroll, there's not any learning. If you know the formula, if you know the language, right, translate in that language, the program works. A classic example most of you might have seen in the machine learning textbooks that requires machine learning. Given images like this, it's very hard to say what makes digit 2. So your machine learning model will filter out digits like 5, 4, 7, 8 and gets this images of 2 written in different handwriting, in different strokes, different angle. But it could relate that writing to digit 2. You see, there is in the last but one row, there are 2 digits written, but it's not exactly 2, but it could slightly relate to digit 2 and say it could be 2. Is what the learning came from your machine learning model. You are given different handwriting of digit 2 from different people. It has that knowledge base experience of understanding that digit. Now, given this image, it could recognize almost correctly those digits which are same as 2. It has filtered out all those images like digits like 3. It may be having little error like the first line last, but 90% of the digits are identified as correctly as 2. So machine learning algorithms, there are many algorithms. You can categorize them into 3 different categories: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. Again, under supervised and unsupervised, you have different techniques, algorithms. Based on the kind of job you're doing, you can use regression. Again, it has 2: linear polynomial regression, decision trees for simple decision making. You can use decision trees, random forest. For classification, you can use SVM, KNN. Again, here also you can use decision trees. Unsupervised, you have clustering techniques like PCA, K-means, SVD, or association analysis like the good old a priori algorithm, FV growth algorithm, or mathematical models like hidden Markov model. To analyze continuous data or categorical data. Regression analysis. What is this? Regression analysis is a predictive modeling approach that examines the relationship between data sets goal and a dependent variable. Goal or a dependent variable and its independent variables. When the target and independent variables have a linear or non-linear connection and the target variable has continuous values, many regression analysis techniques are applied. In this scenario, you make use of regression techniques. In machine learning model, linear and logistic regression are 2 regression analysis approaches used to address problems using machine learning. They are the most popular regression approaches. Again, there are several types of regression analysis approaches in machine learning, and their use varies depending on the nature of the data set. For example, you may be having linear regression techniques, polynomial regression, or lasso regression, or Bayesian regression. When do you use linear regression? It's one of the fundamental forms of regression. The linear regression model links a predictor variable and a dependent variable. In case when you have a data set which carries more than one independent variable, then linear regression in such a case is done using multiple regression model. Other technique is polynomial regression. In this approach, which is similar to multiple linear regression, but with a few differences, like an estimator linear model is used for least mean squared method. It's also used for polynomial regression. There's a variation in this regression, that is ridge regression. This is used commonly when independent variables have strong correlations. Based on the correlation what you have, if you have a strong correlation with these independent variables, then you make use of ridge regression. In multicollinear data, the least square estimates produce unbiased results. When you are worried about bias in machine learning model, they make use of ridge regression. Again, it is not fully out of bias. If the collinearity is too high, then there could be little bias. But compared to other models, here you have very less bias. As a result, a bias matrix is included in the ridge regression equation. Next comes lasso regression. Lasso regression is sort of regression in machine learning that includes regularization and feature selection. It forbids the regression coefficient's absolute size. Result of it is the coefficient value approaches 0, which is not in the case of ridge regression. Here, it approaches 0. Then the common regression techniques, Bayesian regression, that uses Bayes' theorem to determine the value of regression coefficients. Instead of calculating least squares, this Bayesian regression approach determines posterior distribution of the features, its distribution of different features. It is more stable compared to linear regression and ridge regression. Bayesian regression is more stable. Then the simple technique, decision tree. It's a handy tool with many applications. It can be used to solve classification or regression issues. Problems like you go to a bank, ask for loan. To determine, the bank manager can use a decision tree application to get yes or no from that application whether loan can be considered for the applicant or not. The name indicates that it displays predictions coming from a series of feature-based splits. Like first split may be whether you're employed or self-employed. Then if you're employed, whether you're working for government or private. Then private, whether in India or abroad. Like that, you make decisions at each stage, starting from root, you end up in reaching one of the leaf node. In this case, you'll be having decision either yes or no, or can be considered giving loan or no. Predictions coming from series of feature-based splits using a flowchart like tree structure. It all starts with the root node and ends with a leaf node. In the leaf node, you'll have answer yes or no. Again, in a complex problem, this decision tree may not be that helpful. So you have to build upon this decision tree, building a random forest. You build many decision trees, get the result from each one of these decision tree, forming a forest. Then, based on the averaging or majority voting, you decide the result. The random forest is a cluster of decision trees. Each tree is classed and the tree votes for that class to classify a new item based on its properties. The forest chooses the categorization with the highest votes over all the trees in the forest. That is the concept behind random forest. Logistic regression. Logistic regression is a sort of regression analysis approach employed when dependent variable is discontinuous. For example, it is having true or false value, high or low, 0 or 1. The target can have only two values. So we use sigmoid curve, which is representing this relationship between the target and the independent variable. Then KNN algorithm, K nearest neighbor. It's again a simple algorithm that keeps all the existing instances and classifies new cases based on majority vote of its neighbors. It considers K neighbors, that's where the name K came into. K neighbors it considers. The case is then given to the class with which it has greatest in the common. A distance function is used to perform this task, identifying the neighbors and finding the distance. Bayes algorithms, naive-Bayes algorithm. It's again a probabilistic model based on the Bayes theorem and used for a variety of classification problems. According to naive-Bayes classifier, the presence of one feature in a class does not influence existence of any other feature. You might have known the Bayes theorem. It's probabilistic. It is useful when your data set is massive, simple to use, and has been demonstrated to outperform even more sophisticated classification algorithms. SVM is again a classification techniques in which raw data is shown as points in an n-dimensional space. Based on the number of features, you decide the value of n. Value of each characteristic is then assigned a specific location, making it simple to categorize the data. The classifier lines can divide the data and plot it on a graph. This is the simple understanding of SVM. When coming to unsupervised learning, advantage here is you work with the unlabeled data. There's no need of additional work to label the data before you feed into machine learning model. So, in case of supervised learning, the problem is as your machine learning model will give better accuracy if the size is big, but the problem you face is labeling the data is time consuming and human intervention is required. Whereas in case of unsupervised learning, you can input large data sets. Clustering, a common example in unsupervised. Clustering categorizes a population or set of data points into different groups so that data points in a similar group are more identical to one another and dissimilar from data points in another groups. It's a classification of objects based on their similarity and dissimilarity. Say, given these inputs, different types of balls, colors, and patterns, your machine learning model, without any label, just the image is given. It's able to categorize them into 3 different groups. If you see closely observe, their features are more similar. The top row, those images are having the similar features compared to the balls in the bottom. So they are dissimilar in their features. Types of clustering and machine learning. You have partition clustering, density-based clustering techniques, distribution-based clustering, hierarchical clustering, and fuzzy clustering. These are the 5 major clustering techniques in machine learning. And coming to partition-based clustering, it's also called in some literature centroid-based techniques. Data is divided into non-hierarchical groups. K-means clustering is well-known techniques in partition-based clustering. Data set is partitioned into K groups in K-means, where K denotes number of predefined groups. Cluster center is designed in such a way that the distance between the data points of one cluster and the centroid of another cluster is as little as possible. You see the centroid in this picture of different clusters are more close to those identified points in that cluster. Then coming to density-based clustering, it joins dense areas to form clusters. This distribution could be arbitrarily shaped. So it is trying to join or link dense regions to form clusters. The program accomplishes this by detecting distinct clusters in a data set and connecting high density areas into clusters. Dense areas in the data space are separated from one another by sparse areas. And coming to distribution-based model, clustering is done based on the distribution. Divides the data based on the chance that data set correspond to a specific distribution. Grouping is accomplished by assuming specific distribution like Gaussian distribution. Next technique is hierarchical clustering. As the name suggests, it works in a hierarchical manner. It's an alternative to partition clustering. The data set is separated into clusters to form tree-like structure known as dendrogram. Fuzzy clustering is a soft technique in which a data object can be assigned to more than one group called clusters. Every data set has collection of membership coefficients proportional to the degree of membership of that clusters. So you have techniques like C-means, fuzzy C-means, or fuzzy K-means algorithms for fuzzy clustering. If you see the application of clustering in detection of cancer cells used in search engines, segmentation of customers in a retail business, in land use, land cover, usage in geology applications. Next is association rule mining, good old techniques of data mining. Is again unsupervised learning that detects the reliance of one data item on another and maps appropriately for superior insights on the data. There are lot many applications of this association rule mining. It attempts to discover some exciting relationship or links among the different variables in the data set. Association rule learning algorithms can be classified into three broad categories: a priori, ECLAT, and FP growth algorithms. You might already seen several applications of this. To construct association rules, this method uses frequently used data sets and is indeed intended to operate on transaction-based databases. Like it sees the transaction records of various customers and see the combinations. It may give you a message like when you purchase some item, it may send you a message like you may also like this item which is available at the end of this rack or at the counter. You may ask these items. How did it analyze that based on history of various other customers purchasing the same item? This approach uses BFS and hash tree to compute the item set in an efficient manner. Before you leave from that counter after picking a particular book from that counter, you should pop up a message on your mobile. You picked up you went to third floor in a bookstore, go to the 18th rack and picked up cloud computing book. You're moving toward the cash counter to pay that. Before that, it has to see the association of based on your history of your purchase, your other parameters like whether you're a student or teacher or librarian. Accordingly, it should decide. Suppose it finds that you're a third-year student enrolled for computer science program. It can very well recommend some other related books to cloud computing, edge computing. It can recommend a book which is published recently, edge computing. And if you buy both, you'll get 20% discount. So it does a lot of computation to decide this amount of discount and which book to suggest. If it suggests a comic book, it may not be of interest to you. So, but when a kid comes and buys a story book, if it recommends that comics books, it may be helpful. It is used for market basket analysis and assists in comprehending the items that may be purchased together. But in coming to medical field, this can be used to identify drug reactions in patients. Applications of association rule mining, analysis of market basket, medical diagnosis, sequence of proteins in drug discovery. Next is reinforcement learning, where you make use of rewards. Reinforcement learning is inspired directly by how humans learn from data in their daily lives. It includes an algorithm that uses trial and error to better itself and learn from the new scenarios. favorable outcomes are promoted or reinforced, whereas unfavorable items are punished or discouraged. So the importance of machine learning is significant because it provides an organization with insight into trends in consumer behavior and operational business patterns. It assists decision makers in development of new products. Major organizations like Facebook, Google have made machine learning a core aspect of their operations. If you see what steps are involved in building a machine learning applications, first of all, data. Without data, you cannot imagine machine learning or deep learning or any AI system. So first, decide about the data, collect the data. How you collect, it is up to the kind of applications. Whether you collect data from the sensors directly from the field, or you collect data from the earlier medical history, medical records. It's based on the kind of applications. Once your data is ready, you need to prepare data preparation. There are various techniques for data cleaning. Since your data coming from live streams may be having noise, or sometimes data may not be of useful to you or in the right format. There could be some missing data. You need to prepare the data. Once your data is ready, choose the machine learning model, regression, classification, decision tree, whatever model. Then after you decide the model, train the model with the data what you have prepared. Input several different combinations of data to train the model. Then evaluate the model, training and testing, giving different other scenarios. Then start using it over a period of time. You may need to, before deploying it, when you're testing, you need to fine tune various parameters, hyperparameters in your deep learning model. You need to fine tune it. Then use that model for your application. It could be prediction, or it could be classification, identification of various objects. So this is how you have at least 6-7 steps in your machine learning life cycle. Examples of test tasks that can be solved by learning algorithm: facial identities or facial expressions, emotion detection, handwritten or spoken words, recognizing these words, medical images, understanding medical images. So where I may not be able to recognize each and every pattern in the medical image clearly, accurately in less time. So feed this image to a machine learning model. It will carefully analyze and give you hint about various health related aspect by analyzing that image. Generating patterns, generating images or motion sequences, recognizing anomalies, unusual credit card transactions. Say if you're using credit card for several years, the data is with the bank. Usually use within your district, or maybe 10% of the time you use within your state. Hardly 1% of the time you use it outside the state. But now it is seeing a transaction happening somewhere from Azerbaijan or some South African country. So it is a unusual credit card transaction, it alerts you. Are you traveling abroad? Have you done transaction at Burkina Faso? It gives that alert to you so that you can stop the transaction or not honor that transaction. Unusual patterns of sensor reading, heavy wind or temperature, or in a nuclear power plant, variation in temperature, pressure. Prediction, future stock prices, currency exchange rates based on several patterns. So how will you predict a gold rate during Deepavali? You can use machine learning model, go through rates of several years earlier, various other parameters, GDP and various other parameters, then build a model which will predict the gold rate on a particular occasion. Sample applications you can go on listing: web search, computational biology, finance domain, e-commerce, space exploration, robotics, or even debugging software. Given an application, written some code, but you can give it to a machine learning model and explain what it is supposed to do. It can verify whether your program is correct or it is having some logical error. Syntax error, anyway, your compiler will do it, but logical error, your compiler may not be able to detect it easily. So you can write a machine learning model to understand this problem, program, kind of output it generates, then say whether it is correct or wrong. Or if you build a complex model, it may suggest you this is where you did mistake, it can be corrected like this. So like that, you can list several applications in your area. Churn prediction. You might have heard recently that Reliance or Jio has increased the price. So many people moved from Jio to BSNL or Airtel or other. To churn prediction is important for several business. Whether customer will stay with you, how long he will stay with you using your services, when he will stop using the product. You might have taken a phone 3-4 years back. So can you predict when he is going to change his phone so that you can send him some discounts in the coming festival season, so that chances of he opting for that new phone is higher. Churn prediction is an important activity many of the business are doing. In that, machine learning can help a lot. Customer segmentation. You have transaction data of lakhs or crores of customers. Can you segment them based on their transaction data? Yes, machine learning model can be built. Risk assessment. As I told you about loan applications, whether this customer is high risk, low risk, medium risk, very low risk. When you decide the credit risk, if the manager can get these inputs, this customer is of high credit risk, so he may deny. The customer may be of very low credit risk. He has paid all his dues earlier for all other banks loan is, so it may go to the data and give the risk prognosis. Demand prediction. Like you may have a question like, how many taxis do I need to deploy at MG Road on 31st December at 1 a.m. Right? Because of various reasons, people may not be able to drive at that point in time. They may need vehicles to drop them at their home, right? So you can make use of machine learning model to predict this. Recommendation engines, market basket analysis. When you buy some items, it may recommend, like when you brought cloud computing board, it may give you a recommendation to buy other book on edge computing or machine learning. Fraud detection, suspicious transaction in your credit card or account. It goes to several transactions happened in your account over a period of time. Now it finds that you usually do transaction in the range of say 5,000 to 25,000. But now all of a sudden it says a large amount transaction. So it can trigger a alert to the bank and the customer. Even though your salary comes on the first of every month, you retain that salary and you withdraw 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 for the whole month, so that you'll have some money spent at the month. But this month on 2nd, it says withdrawal request in an ATM for almost 95% of your salary credit to your account. So it can alert a message to the bank or the customer. If you lost your debit card, if somebody is trying to withdraw money from them, that card, it can alert immediately. Then I was telling about sentiment analysis. Samsung Galaxy Edge has this feature. A new product is released. You can gauge the sentiment of the customers who brought that item. Like we had a paper in 2013 predicting the revenue of a movie released by seeing the reactions of the users who watched that movie and went to social media to put remarks on that movie. Like we had a paper like fuzzy sentiment analysis on microblogs for movie revenue prediction. Usually that movies are released on Fridays, right? In India. At the end of the day on Sunday, we could collect microblogs and Twitter messages about the people reactions on that movie. Somebody might have mentioned fantastic movie, worth watching this movie, worth the money spent. So collected these movies and analyzed the emotions and predict the revenue, what it will earn at the end of a week, at the end of 15 days or a month. Our predictions for most of the movies released during that time came 96% correct. So that's the power of sentiment analysis. Anomaly detection, predicting mechanical failure as late as possible, but before it happens. Predictive maintenance. Your vehicle may get into trouble after 100 kilometers of run. If it is told to you well in advance, you can take precautionary measures to rectify it. But you're on a vacation driving your car after driving 100 kilometers. If the car gets into problem, we don't want that to happen. So predictive maintenance can alert you well in advance such failures. So let me stop here. I think you'll have sessions to learn about machine learning, deep learning in detail. So why we are discussing deep learning these days? Deep learning are becoming more popular because of the kind of performance it gives over other machine learning algorithms. As the number of size of your input data increases, deep learning algorithms can give better performance in terms of accuracy, prediction. There are several applications. I'll not go in existing applications in DL, NLP, or Alexa. In the days to come, future of AI, as on today we are having applications of AI in different, maybe by 2030 or 36, you will have trucks without drivers, musicians without human being playing a music or concert, and by 2040 you find retail salesperson robot doing all this salesperson job, and going further, maybe around 2050 you may have machine writing a novel which becomes a hit in the market. So in the days to come, you will see more research in AI. And what is the benefit you get? If you see the application of AI in different fields, impact of AI in agriculture, energy, transport, by 2030, they say there will be increase of 1% net jobs, 4.4% growth in GDP. What impact it will have on the technologies like 5G? People have already started talking about 6G. If you see its effect on US economy, you can see $500 billion GDP growth with 5G and AI. They predict that there could be 3 million jobs when 5G or 6G combined with AI applications in the market. It's a huge investment they're expecting in the years to come. They say by 5G, when it's completely deployed, it may attract more than $275 billion investment. With that, let me stop here. Thank you for your patient hearing. If you have one or two quick questions, I'll be happy to answer. It's already late. Sorry, I think it is the latest session in your timetable, I see. So I took a few more minutes extra. Sorry for that. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. No issue. We'll take quick questions. Anybody is having any questions?
I've given my email ID. If you have any questions, you can send. My email ID is easy to understand. My name itself at gmail.com or my organization email ID nitk.edu.in. You can mail me at any time. Leave me at least a day to get the response.
Yes. Anybody is having any quick?
It is too late for their dinner and
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank Kishore Nanda. Would you like to ask?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, it was a very good session, sir. In fact, even if it is around 9:30 now, we were able to understand and
You are just a bird's eye view of the
Yeah.
Each
You
topic
gave
will
completely
take
overview, sir. Yes,
few
sir.
days.
Yes. So actually, I wanted to ask about that reinforcement learning, sir.
Hmm.
How actually, like, what use cases will be there for reinforcement learning, sir?
Like you go to a class, right? Some students are learning good. Some students' learnings are okay. Some students' learnings are very bad. So what you do before your examinations are nearing, or in your regular classes, what you do, you start giving some additional tips, or say those who answer my questions in this class, I give 1 additional marks, or you give some other incentives like you give assignments. So you are reinforcing their learning to these rewards. You do a topic today and you give them a homework, take home assignment. So when you come tomorrow, do this task and come. So you may have evaluation. So that is the reward you are giving. So
Yes, sir.
those who don't comply with this guideline, they'll obviously lose those 5 marks or 2 marks. This is the basic concept or fundamentals of reinforcement learning.
Yeah, no,
So
the
giving
I mean,
rewards,
yeah,
punishment.
that point I got, sir. Like, what kind of algorithms, like so for say regression, we have something else. For classification, we have something else. Like that, for this also, a specific kind of applications where we have algorithms for this also. General applications, as you said, is good because we know, like, human in mindset is like somebody gives me a reward or recognition or something, I try to do something based on that. That is definitely there, sir. But what kind of real training will happen and how it is different from a supervised learning or a no, unsupervised
Agentic,
learning
the
in terms of
concept of agentic learning, like machine learning, new concept is agentic learning through agents. You build an agent to reward or punish learning in the machine learning model. As you see the result, if it is improving, you can go back and improve the parameters, tune the hyperparameters. If it is not improving, change the parameters, select a different feature, train it.
okay, the process is very similar to the other methods also.
Other techniques, but the way you reward, way you take feedback is varies in reinforcement learning.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else is having any question? Fine.
Okay, there is a question, not question, clarification. Is it possible to get the presentation for further reading? Yes, I will send it to Vaniraman. He will
Yes,
distribute to you.
I will share it to you, sir.
Okay.
I will share it to everybody. Yes. Okay, fine. So I think we'll stop here because I think it is late. I think 9:45. Thank you, sir. The way you delve into the subject actually, or core machine learning algorithms. You have gone through all the algorithms, I think, including supervised, unsupervised, reinforced. I think
in the subsequent lectures they'll go in detail about each topic.
Yes, and I think very good base you have created today, so that I think next 5 days will be easier for the participants. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And some of the concepts, some of the most intricate ideas, I think, was understandable for everyone, because the way that you have presented today, the number of algorithms and how they are working, and what is the actual application of that algorithm. So it was very easy to understand for everybody, and it created a very good base for further days. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night, everybody.
Sir, not able to give attendance feedback.
No, whatever attendance report given by the Google Meet, that will be considered for the attendance. Automatic Google Meet attendance will be generated.
No, sir. The feedback form is not. That is the problem, sir. Both the
Feedback form
feedback
is
forms are
shared
not
on the
open.
WhatsApp group, sir. You please check your WhatsApp group.
No, that's not opening, sir. Everybody is having the same problem. We
Achha, not
already.
opening. Okay.
There is an issue with the permission.
With that access rights. Okay, we will check it.
Access permission is not given. That's why.
Yeah,
The problem.
access permissions. Okay, we will go through that.
Hello, sir. I think 2-3 participants have given the feedback. So maybe I don't know. Actually, I have given the proper permission also. You can try it after some time, but again, I will check the permission also. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, sir. I have shared the screenshot also to your number, sir. That's why, just to ensure that we are having the problem. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, sir. We'll check it, sir.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.
Okay, sir. Good night.
Sir. Good night, everybody. Okay, I will close the session. Manoj, sir, you close it. You first stop the recording and then close it.